Understanding Shakespeare. Shakespeare's difficult. Actors have got to understand a part they're playing. Well, you may argue, you may say that you can instinctively get what a part is about, but not really with Shakespeare, not with all of it. There are lines in it that you have to understand. Romeo loves Juliet. He's willing to die for her. He's willing to give up his family for her, but there's more to Romeo than that. In Macbeth, Macbeth wants to murder the king. He does murder the king, but he also agrees with what his wife wants to do. He also agrees with what witches tell him. He imagines that the weapon he's going to use for his murders is floating around in the air in front of him. This is a complicated man. The lines are about something else. But in the film Hoosiers, the fantastic Gene Hackman plays a basketball coach. And a lot of his lines, right the way through the film, are being angry with the team that he's coaching for 2 hours. But he's angry because they've been disrespectful, or because they've been lazy, or because they've embarrassed him in front of other people, or because they've embarrassed him in front of a crowd. And the reasons for his anger change, and the situation changes. Huge situations in which he's angry, or private ones. The film shows what's different about the lines. In the glorious film Breaking Waves, the fantastic Emily Watson is in love, a bit like Juliet. She is obsessed with her husband. She will die for him. She will give up everything for him. She will give up her family. She will give up her life. She gets put into a hospital, a mental home, and she still just thinks of her husband. And she thinks of her husband and loves him when she's alone on a boat, when she's captured on a boat with a bunch of sadistic men. She's always thinking about her husband, but the situations in which this happens is always different. So, although she is fantastic in this immensely brilliant film, Breaking the Waves, the situations in which she is experiencing this incredible love that she has for her husband are different. Different parts of the Scottish Islands, different kinds of boats, different hospital beds. In Romeo, when he says he goes to Juliet's house to see, hoping he'll see her, and he says, what light from yonder window breaks? Well, he's not saying, oh, that's her light that's on there, the window. He's talking about the fact that he can see her. And he's already talked about the fact that he thinks of Juliet as someone who teaches torches. What does she say? Torches to burn. She teaches torches to burn. That's what he thinks about this woman. Have you met a woman who, well, you've met a woman who, or whatever you're into, who does something extraordinary for you? Well, this is the love story of all time. And when Romeo sees Juliet, she teaches torches to burn. And he sees the light at the window. It's her he sees at the window when he says, what light at yonder window breaks? And then he says, it is the east, and Juliet is the sun. He's not just going on and on about her being bright and light and wonderfully strong and that he loves her. The lines are different. When he says it is the east, and Juliet is the sun. She is the sun, man. This is a man who's discovered a woman who is, for him, the sun. Now, in order to have a go at showing this quite badly or quite well, I can't do an entire part for you in a 6-minute video. 10 minutes it'll be. But I can do one entire tiny play, one of his sonnets, Shakespeare's sonnets, and at least try to get some of it right. And show you, which is what I'm getting at, the fact that each line is different. The lines are not just the same. He says, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate." Well, you can just be sentimental and say, "You're very lovely, you make me think of summer, and you're even more lovely, oh God," it's so boring. I want to tear my hair out when I don't want to tear my hair out, I just want to get out of theatres when I see that. I'm sorry, I sound aggressive. I just hate it when all of the lines sound the same. They're not the same. This man says, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" A summer's day. Well, if you're still listening, and if you can bear with me on this, guys and girls, a summer's day, a wonderful summer's day, when you've been in prison, when you've come down from Alaska in the winter to Florida, you move down from a theatre in Alaska to a theatre in Florida, a summer's day, it's breathtaking. And he looks at this woman, and she's like a summer's day, and he says, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate." More temperate, which sort of, I think, means more calm. More calm. More calm than a summer's day. He's found a woman who, for him, because he's into calm, big time, he loves the fact that she's not just so beautiful, but that she's so calm, more temperate. And he remembers that in the middle of the most fantastically beautiful summer's day, and a glorious summer's day, in Pitlochry in Scotland, when there are daffodils, fields of daffodils around a football field, where we play with the director Don McKechnie between rehearsals. The wind blows those daffodils. It isn't always completely calm and summery. Summer isn't perfect, nature isn't perfect, but he's found a woman who is. So can I do the damned sonnet? Well, I'll try. He says, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and often is his pale complexion dimmed. Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines." The eye of heaven. The eye of heaven is no good sometimes. Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his pale complexion dimmed. And every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed, but thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest. Nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his, in his shade. Nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines the time thou growest. As long as men can breathe and eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. And what is this? What is this? Is it a child that they've had? This will give life to thee? Is it the lines that he said, "I've written this amazing poem, and this will give life to thee"? What an arrogant bastard Shakespeare would be. No, he's not arrogant. Shakespeare was a wonderful man. Shakespeare was a wonderful man. He's selfless. But he knows the essence, the beauty, the thoroughness, the difference, the point, the kernel, the centre, the glory, the meaning of these lines will live forever. It's there, in the air. It's stronger than anything else. It's stronger than air on Mars. So long as men can breathe, and eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. This gives us life. So when we look at lines in Shakespeare, we need to look at the next line and see what it means. It is a development of the line before. We have to study the lines. Thank you very much for watching.